Today's victim child, we've got a 2013 Ford Taurus with a complaint of starts and dies, will not stay running. Let's see what it does. Yep, will not stay running. Kind of seems like a lack of fuel, so maybe let's put some fuel down the intake and see what happens then. So we've got some evidence under the hood here too. I was told that this vehicle was at another shop for some sort of service, fuel injection service, oil change. I really don't know what it was, but after they were done with it, the engine would not start, would not stay started, and now it got towed to me for diagnostics. So we're gonna find what we find. This looks like a pretty good spot to introduce some starting fluid. Just a little bit, let's see what happens. It does seem to do a little bit better, so maybe we have a lack of fuel supply here. How about this? Can we do this and get it to run long enough for me to get back out here? Oh, look at that. Is it leaking? No. And of course, if there was a test port anywhere on the fuel rail or the pipes or anything, that would just make it way too easy to confirm that we either do or do not have fuel pressure. So I could rigify something up here with some adapters, but let's take a look at the wiring diagram and just see how do we control the fuel pump. Okay, so quick look at the fuel pump schematic. We've got the body control module sends a ground signal to this relay, and if we follow multiple diagrams to find out where the wiring goes, we would find that we end up at the fuel pump control module. That relay sends power to the fuel pump control module, then the fuel pump control module makes a decision on whether to run the pump or not based on other communicated data, etc. So I kind of need to look at the fuel pump control module data and see what it is being told to do. Well, it turns out I can command the fuel pump. Can't really tell if I can hear it from here. Okay, so it turns out that I can actually hear the fuel pump run when I command it with the scan tool, and I just wasted a tiny bit of time, but oh well, that's what you get when you jump to conclusions, start saying, yeah, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Never ever get into that mindset. So, that being said, hey, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. With the way it's acting and the fact that I know somebody's been here messing with something, I'm just going to do something real quick. Disconnect the mass airflow sensor and just see, will it start run, will it stay running, and if so, if that's true, that means that this mass air sensor is probably not reading accurately for some reason. Let's see what happens. Well, it now starts and runs, but it's not very happy about having that mass airflow sensor disconnected. So this just kind of confirms that the mass airflow sensor is not reading correctly, because it does seem to run okay with that disabled. Probably going to continue to ignore that because it's a set of code. And remember, I did not get the whole story. I don't know exactly what they did. All I know is that they did some sort of repair work to it. Yeah, just throw that down. They did some sort of repair work to it, and now it won't run. And we're gonna see, oh, look at that, what's that? Why is it all wet in there? Is that from the starter fluid that I put in there earlier? Maybe? Sure smells like it. So one of the first things I'm gonna take note of is that there seems to be a lot of dirt on the clean side of the air filter housing. As you can see, dust stuck to the inside. Mass airflow sensor, there's a little white fuzz on the inside of that. So I'm going going to take the sensor loose from the housing and we're going to get a closer look at that. Okay, so here's a closer look at the mass airflow sensor. You can still kind of see that little piece of fuzz in there. Something strange to me is that this is a Ford vehicle. I don't see any markings on the sensor to kind of say that it was made by Motorcraft or Ford. I don't know if this has been replaced or not. It's near impossible to capture this on the camera, but I'm peeking inside these little holes and it almost looks like there's a little piece of debris stuck inside of it. Oh yeah, look at that. Told you. Little chunk of crap in the mass air sensor. Do it every time. We'll take some mass air cleaner. Okay, we're going to put this back in and see what happens. Watch this. Let's go ahead and stick this back in here. Kind of hard to do one-handed, so I might have to show you the magic effect of what's it look like after I'm done. Okay, got this all nice and tight. We're even going to try and pop this clamp, fix it the way it's supposed to be because Goober forgot about it. Left it that way. Kind of hard to do. Yep, gonna need something different to do that. Okay, so I've got this buttoned up, I've got the clamp popped and put that back where it's supposed to be. Mass air sensor is connected and I just erased all the codes. Now we're gonna see what does it do now. Yep, looks like that was all it was, just a chunk of crap in the mass airflow sensor. So in summary, what probably happened here is that when they did whatever they were doing up here, they probably removed the air cleaner lid and a bunch of crap. You can see there's some debris, leaves, etc. Some crap probably sat on top of that air filter, and then as soon as they started it up, it got gulped into the mass airflow sensor. Mass airflow sensor reads incorrectly, and it's all downhill from there.